It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 19th of June. It's Juneteenth, and I'm Michael Groff. Thank you for joining me. We've got good news to talk about today, at least on a lot of fronts, as monsoon moisture looks to be increasing across the Southwest. Showers and thunderstorms are expected over the higher terrain, and yes, a chance we could see some showers and storms here in the lower deserts. Of course, we also have that chance of blowing dust. And with high pressure strengthening across the Southwest, we also have to contend with hot temperatures. But with increasing humidity, it's kind of a two-pronged effect. Hotter air temperatures and higher heat indices because of that added humidity in the air. And that's also going to drive our overnight low temperatures up quite a bit as well. But that's kind of the price you pay for those rain chances. And boy, could we use them. All right, let's talk about it. The almanac from yesterday, 105 degrees, the afternoon high, 80 the morning low. 105 and 79 are the averages for this time of year. 117, the record high from 2021. 54, that would be delightful. But we're never going to see lows in the 50s here in the month of June. Not as long as I'm alive, I'm sure. And probably not for centuries to come, unless there's some miraculous ice age that occurs. All right, taking a look at the upper level weather pattern across the nation right now. Baggy troughing continues here across the West, and that's why we'll have another day with temperatures pretty close to seasonal averages, but that's going to lift on out. High pressure is going to start to move on in. But you'll notice what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. We have an area of disturbed weather there, tropical system attempting to develop, and as a result, that system that you see there is going to have an impact on our weather over the next several days. The watch warning map, of course, tropical storm warnings for the Texas coast, some flood watches down there also. We've got an excessive heat warning in effect for Greater Phoenix, but it's been abbreviated a bit. Now it's just from 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow we do expect some really hot temperatures, but moisture is going to be on the increase. Should be kind of an interesting day tomorrow. We also have some heat advisories and heat warnings for parts of the eastern Great Lakes and up into New England. Convective outlook for today, we've got several marginal risk areas defined along the Texas coast, parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and out into the plains, Iowa, Wisconsin, as well as the central and eastern Great Lakes from Detroit to Cleveland, Buffalo, Syracuse, all the way up into Maine. Also, you see eastern Arizona in the green. There could be an isolated storm that sneaks into the eastern part of our state today, but for the most part, today looks to be rather quiet for us. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix. Now, we might see a little bit here, generally under 1/10 of an inch, but an isolated spot could always see more. Your amount will vary, and we could see anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch across much of the eastern third of the state with that moisture on the increase. Let's talk about what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail. To do that, we check the models. Here we go. The GFS, the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Big ridge in the east, and that's why we have that heat wave. Got that little tropical feature down there in the Gulf of Mexico. Our baggy trough out here in the west is beginning to lift out. Southwesterly flow, what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today. Sunny sky, kind of a repeat of what we've seen the last couple of days, with highs generally around 101 to 106. Tonight, we'll see clear sky for the most part. Overnight lows generally in the low 70s to low 80s. And then tomorrow, high pressure is going to start to build back in. Look at all that rain across Texas, sneaking into New Mexico and around the Four Corners area. Isolated showers and storms over the higher terrain of eastern Arizona tomorrow. Now for us, we'll see highs climbing up to around 110 to 114. We'll see some easterly winds picking up tomorrow. Here's kind of the interesting part. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some clouds roll in. There is a chance that a few of these storms that develop over the mountains could push some outflow boundaries to the lower deserts, some gusty winds, maybe some blowing dust in the afternoon. And there might be a shower someplace accompanying that, but for the most part, it's just going to be kind of a gusty wind event. This is usually what happens as that monsoon starts to get cranked up here in the lower deserts. It takes a while for the atmosphere to get juiced up enough for us to get any rain. So in the interim, we'll see some chances of gusty winds blowing dust. Maybe winds could gust as high as 50 miles an hour in the strongest storms, maybe even an isolated severe gust possible. We'll obviously have to keep an eye on that potential. Then as we go to Friday, moisture really starts to increase with this disturbance approaching us from the south and east, and the flow aloft really starts to get enhanced out of the east-southeast Actually, we could see some of those winds translate down closer to the surface, especially across the eastern third of Arizona. Could be breezy to locally windy at times on Friday with that pressure gradient tightening up. And even here in south central Arizona, could be kind of breezy on Friday. We'll see an increase in humidity. You're going to start to feel that Thursday, but especially Friday. Now, the tricky part is forecasting temperatures. With clouds increasing and humidity levels increasing, generally speaking, that would lead to somewhat lower temperatures, but high pressure will be strengthening. Those upper heights are going to climb, and it depends. It remains to be seen how much cloud cover we'll actually have on Friday. We'll say mostly sunny in the morning, partly sunny in the afternoon. There is a chance of showers and storms over the higher terrain, and a few of those are going to sneak into the lower deserts as best they can. So we'll put that chance of rain into the forecast for Friday, about a 20% chance, and high temperatures. Kind of a wide range here. I'd say we could be anywhere from 108 to all the way up to about 114. And even that range, I'm not exactly confident in because, again, the clouds and the potential of precipitation and higher humidity values may hold temperatures down slightly. Friday night, there's that chance of showers and storms. We're going to bump that rain chance up just a little further, up into about the 30% bracket. Then we go to Saturday. Saturday could be our best chance of precipitation here. We've got quite a bit of moisture, at least in the mid-levels and sneaking down to the surface. And so it's going to be kind of muggy out there, relatively speaking. Showers and thunderstorms, scattered showers and storms over the higher terrain, widely scattered storms in the lower deserts. And they could happen pretty much throughout the day on Saturday, but of course, most favored in the afternoon and evening hours. High temperatures on Saturday, again, kind of a wide range. I'd say anywhere from about 105 to 111. And again, it will be muggy at times through the day. Now, as we go beyond this, again, forecast uncertainty is definitely in place when you have these kinds of variables out there. Sunday, we've got this ridge. It's over the southwest. It's strengthening. Upper heights continue to climb around 592 to 596 decameters. And obviously, with ridging around, we're going to have subsidence here. We're going to have a building heat dome. But we also have this moisture in place, and any showers and storms that form over the higher terrain that try to get to the lower deserts, we could start to see some colliding outflow boundaries, and we'll have to rely on that for the best chances of showers and storms. It's impossible to say exactly where and when these storms are going to occur, and even though we're not expecting significant precipitation, any one of them could put down some locally heavy rain. Of course, the biggest threat will still be strong gusty winds and obviously lightning. And blowing dust here on the lower deserts, too. We have to be aware of that. So, again, we'll keep that chance of rain going on Sunday, mainly for the afternoon and evening hours, but we might see a storm around in the morning. And the way this heat is, I would say our overnight lows are going to be rather warm, and all that extra energy coming off the desert floor, we could see an early morning shower or storm that gets fired up, especially if there's any little disturbance, any perturbation that's in the flow here. So we'll watch that, too. All right, as we go to Monday, we're going to transition to a pretty low-grade monsoon here, but probably not going to take the chance of rain completely out of the forecast because high pressure is still around. It doesn't look like it's going to get suppressed as far to the south as initially thought, but it's still going to be a strong ridge. Upper heights, 594 to 596 decameters, so it's going to be hot. High temperatures, 110 to 114, maybe poking up toward 115. Really depends on surface moisture levels and cloud cover, but we'll still have a slight chance we could see showers and storms. Obviously, the better chances are going to be over the higher terrain. Same deal Tuesday, maybe a slight downtrend in the number of showers and storms around, but we can't completely mathematically rule them out here. And again, it's going to be just absolutely blazing hot, 110 to 115 for the highs here in the valley. Here's a week from today. This is Wednesday, the 26th. And again, you've got high pressure here over the southwest. I mean, that's not going away anytime soon. It may weaken ever so slightly, but the afternoon highs are still probably going to be anywhere from 108 to 113 in this setup. And there will be moisture not far away from us, but things look even more interesting as we go out 10 days. This is Friday the 28th. Notable inverted trough moving across Texas up toward the Rio Grande Valley. and high pressure continues to attempt to build here across the southern tier of the United States and expanding into the southwest. So the flow aloft likely still out of the southeast here. And if that happens to verify, and boy, that's an if. That's if italicized and underlined. Showers, thunderstorms could become more numerous, especially over northwest Mexico. The GFS depicting some heavy rain just to the southeast of us. And moisture overspreading at least the eastern half of the state. So showers and thunderstorms could become more numerous here if that is right. But, you know, this is my usual cautionary tale on this. This is 10 days out, and a lot is very likely to change between now and then. But boy, that would be great, because even though it would still be hot, chances of storms would really be increasing here. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. Wait a minute. Now this is going all the way out through the beginning of July here, and what is that going to be? The 4th of July, and you can see every single member has precipitation for us. The ensemble mean is poking up toward a half an inch. That's the most encouraging sign off the GFS ensemble we've had for probably 3 months now. European ensemble isn't quite as bullish, but even it is starting to tick up a bit, with the ensemble mean coming up toward 0.2 of an inch, and most of the members indicating some precipitation here. So it is looking more like we're heading into at least something of a monsoonal pattern, and that's great news, because all of the data seems to suggest that this will not be a very robust monsoon for us. Let's hope all of that is wrong. In the short term, it sure looks like things are looking up. This is the CPC outlook, the Climate Prediction Center outlook for the period of June 26th through July 2nd. And this is the 8 to 14 day outlook for precipitation. And you can see the probability is skewed toward above average precipitation across much of southern and eastern Arizona, including Phoenix. That's really good news. That doesn't mean that we're going to have above average rainfall, but it's looking good. Now, of course, what is average rainfall this time of year? It's not much, so it doesn't take much to go above that. But again, we'll take what we can get. Temperatures off the national blend of models. This is kind of the bad news part, okay? Hot. Now, any one day could be lower than what's shown here if we get more clouds or precipitation, higher humidity levels. But even at that, we're still looking at excessive heat when you factor in humidity, especially on some of these days, with highs anywhere from 110 to 115 most of the time. And if this is right, yeah, it sure looks like June is going to close out as the hottest June on record. Boo. All right. Well, that's it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And if you really like what we do here, then you can click that thanks icon below the video on YouTube and make those monetary contributions, $2, $5, $992,686, whatever amount you'd like to make to us, that would be great. And of course, you can donate directly to me via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the address there. That's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. Okay, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO. That's one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and that Facebook page of the same name. It's called Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out, and all Michelle-related stuff. It's all linked up down in the description, so you better be clicking on that, because if you're not, and if you're not donating to us, well, you're kind of stealing, right? I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. Or, of course, you can always check out our streaming station. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music. We have a lot of fun with that. I'm just kidding, kind of. Anyway, we play a lot of music over there, have a lot of fun with that. Again, that's all linked up down in the description, too. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. You guys have yourselves a absolutely spectacular rest of your Wednesday.